Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Ben Clymer. I'm Audra Martin. It's another game in St. Paul and means another win for the Minnesota Wild, who continue to be one of the best home teams in the NHL. The latest victim, the Ottawa Senators. It's a 3-1 win for Minnesota. Big 2 points that started right away, 45 seconds in, with the second goal of the season for Zach Parise.
Yeah, Zach Parise continues his momentum from the previous game. We touched on the fact that he needed to find his way, and then all of a sudden you start to see the 11 of old, and that was the case, going to the front of the net, and really would be important factor for the Minnesota Wild. As we get closer to the postseason, the goals get closer and they become harder to come by, and the Minnesota Wild went to those hard areas and they were rewarded tonight.
Well, tonight it was Jason Zucker with the game-winning goal. He now has a goal in 4 straight games. Here's a look at tonight's final stats. Pretty even when it comes to shots. Minnesota Wild 1 for 2 on the power play. They now have a power play goal in the last 4 straight. We always say big 2 points. These really were important 2 points to the Minnesota Wild because everyone else in the division continuing to win as well.
Well, look, at nobody else is losing. I mean, you have to win to stay up with the Joneses type thing. So it's not like it's a March thing. The March thing is happening now. So I mean, who knows when it's going to end? I mean, it's. Right now, I liken it to if this was golf, it would be like a Saturday where it's starting to be moving day and where everybody's always gathered close together, but by Sunday, the field spreads out a little bit, and we want to be part of that field when it does spread out.
So now the Wild take to the road to take on the defending champs Thursday night in Pittsburgh. It's not something you see too often. The Penguins right now outside of the playoff picture, but we know what they are capable of, especially with that guy, Sidney Crosby. The Minnesota Wild need to keep the momentum that they had here on home ice and bring it with them onto the road.
Yeah, it will be an important game to have a high attention to detail because you saw the stat line there for Sidney Crosby. He's red hot right now. The Minnesota Wild need to do a couple things. 1, be ready. 2, be very disciplined because Sidney Crosby's not a player you want to put on the power play too often. The Minnesota Wild stay disciplined. It should be a game where they have a good opportunity for success. You give that team a lot of opportunities on the power play, regardless of what their power play numbers are. I don't like their chances.
Well, we'll see if the Wild can get a big win before the All-Star break against the defending champs Thursday night. We look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, for Ben Clymer, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us on Wild Breakaway.